Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Doctor Who. Last time on Doctor Who, we had Chapter 2 of our Flux story, War of the Sontarans. So, essentially, it's just essentially. There's no U in essentially. What the hell am I saying? Anyway, so the Flux sent the TARDIS back in time to the Crimean War. However, instead of Russia, it was Sontar. But then Dan and Yaz were transported somewhere else. Yaz was specifically taken to the Temple of Atropos, where she met Vinder and was asked to try to repair stuff and eventually ran into Swarm. While Dan was sent back to the present day just a couple days after Halloween to deal with the Sontaran invasion by himself. You know, man who has been involved with aliens for all of 1 hour. But he did. The Doctor managed to defeat the Sontarans in the Crimean War, and Dan managed to defeat the Sontarans in the present day with the help of Carvanista and his trusty Walk. And then they reunited, and they went to the Temple of Atropos, and I have to sneeze. Yeah, I'm sorry. And then they went to the Temple of Atropos, met Swarm, and he was about to unleash the whole flow of time through Yaz and Vinder and see how long they would survive, and that was the cliffhanger. Yeah. It was a very fun episode. Very fun indeed. Led to some really funny moments, especially with Dan, and that's not even counting all the evil Dan memes that have been popping up. But yeah, that's basically that. As a side note that doesn't really affect anything, I'm actually recording this a day later than I would have because Amazon took too long getting this episode up online. So yeah, I'm technically recording this a day later, which doesn't affect you in any way because you're still seeing this on Saturday. But yeah, this is the only thing I'm actually recording today, and I've been told, without any spoilers, that I'm going to need a lot of time to discuss this episode. So can't wait to see what that means. But anyway, with that all said, let's just go ahead and jump right into Chapter 3 of Doctor Who Flux. Here we go. Belle's story? Who? Ah! Daleks!
The Dalek sector is growing.
Oh, they're floating. They're all CG, that's weird.
At least we understand them. You and me, my love, we fought them.
Whoa. Easy on this my love thing. I just met you.
It's the other things.
I mean, yeah, to her credit, I understand what a Dalek is. I don't understand this.
Appearing from nowhere.
Not good.
Feasting.
Okay, listen, girl, that's great and all, but I was hoping we would get back to Yaz and how she's holding up. Okay. I guess we'll get back to that later. Chapter 3. Once Upon Time.
I spent my life walking into new places and
oh, well, here's the dock at least.
Who's who?
Ah! Whoa! That was pretty fast, Doc. Whatever you did.
Sheltering in broken time. Why? No! Yes!
Aw, damn it. No, Dan!
Time is pulling you back. I'm coming to get you.
No, Vinder! Ah!
How did you get in here?
I don't need you.
Where are the hostages?
We don't know. No traces. The only information we have is 5 passenger forms in main temple.
Where
What the
are we on
hell?
Ariel?
Aerial shell and now complete.
Should we require them?
What? Well, okay. Yeah, this is confusing.
We all know why we're here.
Do we?
The universe is relying on us.
Did she just, like, accidentally jump ahead in the plot? Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, sorry. Lost my bearings. So
Oh, they've been
It wasn't a date.
bounced different
Sorry,
times.
That wasn't a date.
Am I boring you?
No,
No.
just I thought I saw.
Whoop.
Doesn't matter.
Oh.
Right.
You're taking no prisoners tonight, are you?
You're not a kid. You're not the ugliest fella in this city, so...
He's a very charming lad, I must say. Are we being bounced through time because it sucks?
Was engaged to get married 2 days before she changed her mind.
Ah.
Says she'd been thinking about it properly, couldn't bear spending the rest of her life with me, so thought she could do better.
My God, brutal.
It's life, innit?
That's...
Nobody gets by without some bruises.
Who would walk away from this man? Are you kidding me?
You didn't come. Where were you, Dan?
Oh, now it's all weird.
Where were you, Dan?
Weirder. Was that the big guy that I forgot about?
It's not even like I'm that bothered about Alzheimer's.
Why are you a cop?
Doctor?
Ah! No. Okay. She doesn't know what that is! Uh-oh! Oh, man.
Oh, you got a bit of salad dressing?
I can't believe Yaz is a cop again. Ah!
Exceptional honours award. An accommodation for
Wow, this is
saving the life of
Vinder's.
3 colleagues on your most recent mission.
Except Yaz is here.
No problems.
Don't mind me. I'm trying not to be distracting.
Duh! Really? You're flying around like the ghost of Christmas past.
I understand.
You'll be permanently at the side of the Grand Serpent.
Grand
It'll be
Serpent.
arduous.
Blow the doors in.
Duh! You can't have that on a remote, you gotta go slap it. This must... Maybe this is Timeless Child stuff we're experiencing here. Oh, hello. Wait a minute.
Who the hell are you? What are
Oh.
you doing in my reflection?
Oh!
What are you doing here?
She can actually see
Is
her.
this the Atropos defense systems?
I'm you. Which means... this is my past.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you're pretty smart for a dog.
Language?
What did you call him?
Oh.
All of you.
This temporal hazing gets any worse, we'll have to relieve her of command. We can't risk the mission.
Oh, Dan is Carvanista. This is the division.
Final attack. Retake the chamber. Retake the planet. You'll be free of all this. That's the point, isn't it?
I'll be free of all
If you say
this.
so.
Oh. Was this the last mission of the Timeless Child?
Very far! Very, very far!
Poor Dan. This is so fucking weird. Ah! The swarm, I guess. Or a swarm. Ah, they can't see for shit.
I'm trying to hide you, but you keep fidgeting out of your time stream.
Nuh! Stand still.
Push it through. Hunting down anomalies. Which means there's a problem. Another problem. A lot of problems. Not that I want to worry you, because I don't, but I have. So sorry. I'll fix this. Just don't disappear.
Oh, she is juggling like 20 different plates right now. Meanwhile, sector coordinates that.
Good news. I find a ship.
Who the fuck are you?
Ship.
Is this
Because
the opening of
apparently
Star Trek Into
this is the
Darkness?
Cyber sector now. Cyber armies ransacking what's left, converting the few who remain, and in the dark moments I think the bad guys won.
Cybermen.
But I know what you'd say.
Whoever you are.
Challenges we are. Me and Tigme. Moving forward. Hoping that you're right. Hoping we'll see you soon.
She's got a little
And I
Tamagotchi
know a
with
creature
her.
in a bar who told me
Protect me and record the meeting.
This guy looks like a
so there's
serpent.
no misunderstandings later.
What is it, the
Our
Nixon
guest today
tapes?
comes seeking a deal.
I mean, I can see that there are benefits for both sides.
Oh? You can see that.
I don't think you were hired to talk.
You want my seat? Do you want to be me?
What, really? Just because he said one thing?
I don't need solidarity from a grunt. What I need.
You
is
wanted
for
to
you
be here?
silent.
I don't even like playing video games.
Nobody calls them video games.
Whatever you want to call them, I'm not good at them.
But you're helping me, because
What?
this lad ain't gonna look at me if I don't know my way around a controller. I'm gonna learn to be
Well,
so next time you're around
wait,
me-
do people not call them video games? What have I been calling them?
To save you and that lad on Atropos, who I've not even met yet, from
No.
being overwhelmed by time, I took it upon myself to jump into one of the burned out Morris places. to divert you from having to absorb the Time Force.
Right.
But if
Got
Time
it.
would have overwhelmed me, what's he going to do to you? Yeah, well, I've got a bit more practice.
Yeah,
Not to
she's a
mention
lot
more
older
time
than you
for
are.
biology.
Not to mention a duck!
A connected. Yaz,
Ah!
don't blink.
Don't blink.
There are angels disrupting your time stream.
What game controller is that? Oh no.
What is it?
Do you want me to be single forever?
Girl, this ain't the time for your love life.
Come on, Doctor.
Come on, Doctor.
Reason. Fix the future. Fix Atropos.
You are juggling the weirdest shit right now.
Hundreds of thousands of life forms locked away within each passenger. 5 passengers. Millions of lives.
That's a lot. Well, good job there, not Doc.
There is no greater battle than this. The battle between time and space. And time shall not lose. Time shall never surrender to space.
Time versus space.
Planetary mass, however sophisticated, can imprison the force of time. It is heresy.
Ready to be summoned.
So this is how the Mori came here?
Infiltrated your temple, substituted for one of yours.
Oh, wow.
I'm hoping the nav charts are up to date.
I swear this girl dropped out of a Star Wars Visions episode.
They are, but they're not good.
Yeah, okay, so it's not working out well.
Convert this.
Oh, great, you lost one. Whoop. Ah, these Cybermen suck. Okay. Good job.
What is your mission?
I am one person out in a broken universe. My mission doesn't impinge on you.
I must record.
I'm curious.
Fine. Love.
Incorrect. Love is an emotion. Emotions are not missions.
And that's why you're dead on the floor. And I put you there. That was the only mission. Idiot.
Man, you had someone to talk to. Other than Tigme.
You can stop the recording now, Vendor.
Supremacy, I'm duty bound.
Shut it off.
God damn it, Space Nixon.
Important they're involved in an unexpected tragedy. Natural disaster. Landslide. Hunting accident. You decide.
Oh,
You
so
don't
he
need to
probably
tell me.
tried to tell
They
someone.
have to die.
Other people see it. There are whistleblower protocols.
Established by the Grand Serpent.
I
Have
mean,
you spoken to your family about any of this?
No. You're the first as my commanding officer.
oh no, Edmond Dantes.
I took an oath. Don't make me relive this bit.
Man, he got stuck in a terrible time. So that's why he was put at that outpost. Damn. This is why you don't go work for a guy called the Grand Serpent. It's incredible that the Grand Serpent didn't have him killed to silence him.
I've seen that before.
Oi.
Yes!
One more memory. One more piece of my past.
Just one?
You think you can navigate all those time streams without anyone noticing?
Oh, this
You're fighting a lost cause.
is different.
You need to stop.
This isn't the past.
Speciality.
No, this time. The Ravagers, Swarm and Azure, are rare and useful creatures. Now they have been reintroduced. Think of them as a temporal poison or contagion.
I'm sorry, I'm normally very good at keeping up with things, but you lost me quite early on.
Yeah, right.
This universe is over, Doctor.
What is this? Crisis?
This universe is home to innumerable species and life forms.
Don't lecture me, Doctor. Not when you should look to yourself. The flux wasn't an accident. It wasn't a naturally occurring event. It was made. It was placed.
Why?
What?
Because of you.
What?
What are you talking about? And don't come looking for this. You can go.
I will not go.
Okay then.
You're not the only one who can hide things in Passenger, Doctor.
What
Ah.
am I now? What do you want?
To reign in hell.
Okay.
Sorry, what is this?
Stick your head in. Go on.
Yeah, Vinder, you're a companion now. Whoop. What? What? Doors are a little screwed up. Oh, you know.
Doctor, seriously, we can't leave here without her.
She's not here, Dan. We'll get her back, I promise.
Okay,
We'll
yes.
get Vinder home, we'll rescue Diane.
Oh, we're
We'll
not
find
keeping
out who's
Vinder?
behind the flux, and what it's got to do with me.
Why would it have anything to do with you?
Does everything have to be a discussion? Go on. In.
Can it be? You know it's bad when she doesn't want to talk.
I was doing the right thing.
Oh.
Made one message. I hope it gets to you.
Fucking duh! Why am I an idiot?
Me and you're beautiful as your unborn child.
You're pregnant? Jesus. Wait, so he hasn't been gone for too terribly long. Especially if you're flipping her. Well, alien species, I guess.
I need to find her.
Can we at least help
Stay
you?
in touch. Whenever you need us, press 0. It's a direct line to us.
Okay, well, that's at least
Be
helpful.
safe.
Oh, for God's sake.
Doctor!
Ah!
What's that?
A weeping angel. Don't blink.
Why not?
Just don't.
Keep your eyes on. Set the controls. Doctor wants
Oh no! Dang it, lights! It's piloting the TARDIS. How can it do that? Oh no! The angel has the TARDIS. Okay. Okay, I think I get it. I think I got that. I mean, this basically kind of boils down to, at least for the Doctor's stuff, is when was this, you know? That's kind of where it boils down to, is when was this on the Doctor's timeline? Obviously, yes, it is the whole thing with the fugitive Doctor. It's obviously the fugitive Doctor, but we still don't know where the fugitive Doctor is in relation to the Doctor's timeline. Is the fugitive Doctor before the first Doctor, or is the fugitive Doctor between the second and third Doctor? Where is the fugitive Doctor, you know? We've pretty much seen kind of every regeneration, barring 2 to 3, so that's still kind of the question we come down to, which I pray to God we get an answer this season, and I also pray to God that it is between 2 and 3, and I don't know. I'm still hoping that there's an explanation to where the first Doctor is the first Doctor. That's all I want. I don't care about the timeless child stuff. You can have as many lives before the first Doctor as you want. I just want the first Doctor to be the first Doctor. So, either the fugitive Doctor is after, between the first Doctor and the 13th Doctor, or, for some reason, I still say it would be hilarious if the timeless child took on the persona of the Doctor based on the Doctor from the future. The timeless child was like, okay, I need a disguise of some prominent Time Lord. The timeless child looks into the future and is like, well, okay, in the future, there's this, renegade sort of Time Lord called the Doctor. It's like, okay, I'll adopt that. They're not around yet. I will adopt that persona, And I still think that would be a very interesting explanation. But I don't know. We'll have to see. We will definitely have to see. So. Okay. That was a lot of stuff, but I think I got it. I think I got a hold of it. So, yeah. Boy, oh boy, though. That was a bit crazy. A bit crazy. Okay. So, we can start with Belle, because Belle works into Vinder. Okay. I feel like an idiot that I didn't think of that. That she's trying to find Vinder. But, that's okay. There were a lot of things happening, so maybe I'll give myself a pass. But, okay, so, Belle has, ever since the Flux started, Belle has been looking for Vinder. And now, Vinder is on his way to find her. Okay, that makes sense. So, now here's the thing. I don't remember what he said in episode 1, like how long he's been there. But it can't be too long. Presumably. Or at least it's not too long for Belle. Because, like, okay, because she's pregnant. Alright. Belle is pregnant. Which means, but she's not showing at all. At least not through, the layers she has on and stuff. So, presumably, it's only been max a month, I guess, since she's seen Vinder. But it sounds like, well, he's been gone for a while. He's been off doing something, and then, now he's exiled, basically. So, I don't know. But maybe he was able to, maybe he was able to see her one last time before everything went to shit, basically. But yeah, but she's rolling around attacking Cybermen, and she's pregnant? That's fucking crazy, But we should also give the benefit of the doubt. It's entirely possible that they are not exactly human, so perhaps the 9-month pregnancy does not apply here. We're going to give them the benefit of the doubt that, okay, yes, she's pregnant. It's been a while since she's seen Vinder. We're just going to kind of roll with it. It's not really a big discrepancy, but yeah, so that's interesting, though. She's pregnant. She's trying to get back to Vinder. And that makes sense, too. So, okay. So the whole thing with this episode is the fact that we were basically bouncing across the time streams because the Doctor was trying to hold it all together, which was very interesting. So, excuse me, Jesus. So, instead of Yaz and Vinder just taking all of time immediately, the Doctor also throws in Dan and herself, and then hides the three of them and takes on the entirety of time itself, which is interesting. So, just kind of going over the stuff. So, for Yaz, she was basically hidden in her past, but the details were wrong. Dan was out with Diane for a bit, but it accidentally got bounced back to what was it? Williamson. So that was interesting. And then Vinder was put back where he had to work for the Grand Serpent, which is interesting. And it's basically the only purpose of that was they had to relive those moments because they were hiding there, basically. And the problem was they kept fidgeting out of their time stream, so the Doctor had to put them somewhere else. Again, it's 8,000 different things the Doctor was having to juggle there, on top of juggling her own time stream, which was the Siege of Atropos back in the day. So, the Siege of Atropos, where presumably they defeated... that's where they defeated Swarm the first time, which is interesting, and installed the Mori to keep a control on time. So... Okay, so I'm trying to, like, wrap my head around all this. So, actually, the easiest thing to understand about this is, well, this was something that the Fugitive Doctor did. So it was the Fugitive Doctor that defeated Swarm once and for all. Now, considering he was already pretty old back then, I wonder if... Again, I'm trying to work this into where I would put the Fugitive Doctor on the timeline, you know? Do you put the Fugitive Doctor, like... Basically, there's a question of, well, was the Fugitive Doctor the last incarnation of the Timeless Child before the First Doctor, before regenerating into the First Doctor? Or is the Fugitive Doctor past the First Doctor? And that's still a question that we have, and we're going to keep having until we have an answer, basically. Like most questions. That was kind of an obvious thing I said, but anyway. So... But still, you know, I kind of understand that. So, wherever this is placed in the timeline, this was the final mission of the Fugitive Doctor. So... Huh. But then how does that work with Fugitive of the Judoon? Because she didn't recognize the Doctor. I like, actually, that she was able to interact with the Doctor. But how... But why would she not remember? I mean, we've had this thing before where in the 50th anniversary they said, well, because the time streams are out of sync, the War Doctor couldn't remember. He wouldn't remember saving Gallifrey. Neither would the 10th Doctor. They would go through continuing to think that they destroyed Gallifrey, but the 11th Doctor, because he was the oldest one there, he knew that they saved Gallifrey. That's the thing. So yeah, being the oldest one there, only the 11th Doctor remembered that, whereas the others didn't. So, I mean, either way you look at it, the Fugitive Doctor... Either way you look at it, the Fugitive Doctor is the Doctor's past. So, presumably, the two Doctors meeting, only the older Doctor will remember that. Only the 13th Doctor would remember that. Which, this is a definite... this is actually... I guess one thing we've now learned about the Fugitive Doctor, though, is that she is definitely the past. There is no way she's going to be the 14th Doctor, because this is in the past. Which is crazy, actually. That... I mean, yeah, so that basically confirms that the Fugitive Doctor is in the past, because... Yeah, when we first met her, we did still have that speculation, like, well, wait, is she in the past, or perhaps she's the future? And honestly, that would be really cool if that's how they introduced the next Doctor, was by introducing them in a previous Doctor episode, you know? And honestly, I mean, I agree with what most people said, that Joe Martin would... I would love an entire, you know, like, a couple seasons with Joe Martin as the Doctor, you know? So... that would be really cool if she was the 14th Doctor, but I don't think that's going to happen, you know? So yeah, but this pretty much, I think, confirms that the Fugitive Doctor is in the 13th Doctor's past. We just don't know where to place her, so, okay. So, the Fugitive Doctor, this was the last thing she had to do for the division. And then she'd be free. Again, though, I'm sitting here thinking, you know, because now, since, you know, I reacted to Fugitive of the Judoon, I've also reacted to the War Games in classic Doctor Who. And I'm definitely thinking that they could have, you know, like, well, you know, they're going to exile the Doctor, but they need the... What the hell was that? I thought I heard something. Well, the dog's not getting up, so it must be nothing. But they need, you know, before they do this exile for the Doctor, They basically were like, well, we need you to do something. Force a regeneration into the fugitive Doctor. She goes through all of this and then finally defeats Swarm and then regenerates into the third Doctor. Entirely possible. Entirely possible, but we can't focus on that. Either way, this was the fugitive Doctor's last mission for the Division, which is interesting. Also, Carvanista was part of God damn it, I didn't unplug that phone. Carvanista was part of the Doctor's team, which is interesting. Which you would think Carvanista would recognize her then, unless there was some sort of memory thing, which is entirely possible. I mean, for God's sake, the Doctor doesn't remember anything about the Division, so I guess it's not too much of a stretch to think that Carvanista wouldn't remember anything either. Okay. So, this is a war between time and space. Interesting. This is a war between time and space where time will never lose. Time will never surrender. Space has now been damaged by the flux, but in doing so, time has now also been damaged. And according to Swarm, the planet of time and the Mori, it's heresy, which is interesting. Okay. I mean, and they said, like, you know, we know the Division's little secret, the planet of time. Again, you know, we kind of speculated this a bit about this last episode, where it's possible, you know, the Time Lords, let's face it, the Time Lords keep a lot of secrets. So the Time Lords, specifically the Division, God damn it, quit calling me. The Time Lords containing time within a planet, it honestly makes sense, you know? Okay, here's speculation on my part. Perhaps everything with time before the planet of time was created and the Mori were established was because, like, that beforehand, time was almost what we see in this, where you're jumping around to different points. Time is never linear, basically. The planet of time, built by the Division, you know, and run by the Mori, puts time in a linear fashion, to where only the Division, the Time Lords, and, you know, certain others can jump between them. You know, presumably, the Division and the Time Lords become, you know, the first time travelers, until eventually you start to get other time travelers, the Daleks, the Cybermen, the Sontarans, you know, take your pick on Doctor Who villains that can time travel, the Weeping Angels, however the fuck they do that, whoever the fuck they are, for that matter. So perhaps Swarm sees, you know, he said, like, this is heresy because it's restricting time. Maybe that could be it. It's restricting time specifically. And time should, I guess it's basically a matter of control. Should this be controlled, or should it be you let loose, basically? I mean, I don't fucking know. It seems like it's a good thing to have time flow linearly, but I don't know. Okay, so they also said that the Flux... Okay, the Flux was created specifically. It was not an event. Like, it's not a natural occurrence. Someone... Was it Asak? Was she the one at the end? Did she create the Flux? Is she a Time Lord? For a second, I thought they were going to say that she was Tecteun. You know, I thought that was coming back. Let me see. God damn it, load! Any day now. Come on, Amazon, work with me here. God damn it. Oh, finally.
This time. There'll be no glory awaiting you on this one.
Oh, you seem to think you're very well informed.
I'm telling you, the damage to time is already done. As intended.
Intended?
The Flux event was spatial. But it was possible it wouldn't be enough. The Ravagers, Swarm and Azure, are rare and useful creatures. Now they have been reintroduced. Think of them as a temporal poison or contagion.
I'm sorry, I'm normally very good at keeping up with things, but you lost me quite early on. Where are we? And how do you know me and I don't know you?
Always the wrong questions. This universe is over, Doctor.
And you get to call it, do you?
Everything has its time. Nothing is forever. Nothing is certain. Not you, and not this universe you seem to love so much.
This universe is home to innumerable species and life forms.
Don't lecture me, Doctor. Not when you should look to yourself. The Flux wasn't an accident. It wasn't a naturally occurring event. It was made. It was placed.
What?
Because of you.
What are you talking about?
All is ending. And don't come looking for this.
The Flux was made because of the Doctor to end the universe. Very much a Crisis on Infinite Earths type deal. Because of you. Why, though? Okay. Now, here's the thing. Here's where I'm going to get... Okay, I have a theory. I don't know if they would do this, though. Especially because this is... You kind of have to go back a ways. But... Spoilers a bit for the War Games and such. And a tiny bit of the Third Doctor's era, if you are not informed. But... Here we go. Okay. So the Second Doctor is put on trial for interfering with the universe. The Time Lords decide to exile the Doctor, change his face and exile him. However, before that, they decide to use the Doctor for the division. So, the Second Doctor regenerates into the Fugitive Doctor, does everything she has to for the division, and saves, reinstalls the Mori, and time is not damaged by Swarm and Azure. Finally, her mission is complete. She regenerates into the Third Doctor, whose memory is wiped of everything of the Fugitive Doctor's life. The Third Doctor lands on Earth, and then you get Spearhead from space, joins up with the unit, and he is in exile. So, that was their solution. The Doctor has been interfering too much. Oh. So, I don't know if you can hear that. Darby's barking in his sleep. sorry. It's a deep sleep then. Okay. God, everything keeps distracting me. Okay. So, the Doctor has been interfering too much. The second Doctor has been interfering too much. Therefore, the Time Lords finally intervene. The Time Lords intervene, and while they do have... basically, you could almost see it as sort of a public service, you know? What's the word I'm trying to think of? I guess public service, sort of, like... Basically, the Doctor, before being sentenced to exile on Earth, is sentenced to work for the Division first. So, part of the punishment is working for the Division, which the Doctor probably does not like. But the fugitive Doctor goes through everything until eventually the fugitive Doctor has worked out everything, and now all that remains is exile. An exile that remains in place until the three Doctors meet with Omega. But that was then, where the Time Lords thought, okay, have the Doctor work for the Division, exile the Doctor to Earth, maybe we can work with this. Now, however, fucking person got whatever the fuck her name was. It was like Axwo, Alcas, whoever the fuck. Old lady there. She is now thinking, and I guess maybe this is because Gallifrey is gone. I guess she is thinking, okay, the Doctor, that was the second Doctor that we punished. She's now on number 15 technically, if you also include the fugitive Doctor. This has gone far enough. Something needs to happen. We need to restart, basically. And so now we are going to restart this universe. Restart this universe as the ultimate punishment for the Doctor. Maybe? I mean, the fact that this is happening... so Swarm and Azure, they're not the villains then. I mean, they kind of are, but the main villain is this lady. Whoever this person is who governs time, or seems to be governing time. She seems to be the main villain because she's using Swarm and Azure in order to damage time and using the flux to damage space. Damaging both space and time, where the Doctor and Swarm are being... She's basically pitting the Doctor against Swarm in order to break the universe completely so that she can restart it from the ground up. I think.
You can go.
I think I got that. I think I got that. It would be crazy if it was... Oh, you know what I just thought? Oh, sorry, I got a text. You know what I just thought? It would be amazing if, like, okay, there's so many things happening and the Doctor needs help and she went and brought in the Master. Oh, that'd be so cool. And I mean, especially without the Time Lords there, which I mean, without the Time Lords there, maybe that's why this person, Osok, I think. Yeah, I think it was Osok, actually. Maybe that's why she's doing... I don't know. I don't know. I gave you like 8 different theories. Try to work with any of them. So, yeah, I guess, I mean, is there anything else to really mention? Like, that was kind of the main thing. I mean, a lot of this, like, I don't feel like there's any reason going over Dan or Yaz's stories, because they were just, hiding in their past. Vinder, I mean, we get to know a little bit more about Vinder. I do like that, I do like how the Doctor was like, well, I haven't even met this guy yet. I'm doing my damnedest to try to save him, Like, she doesn't know where to put him. Like, she doesn't think, like, I gotta put him in a good memory. She's just like, all right, go stay in that memory, okay? Like, she hadn't realized that she's putting him through a terrible memory, but the Doctor's trying to juggle so many things here, but okay, I think I get it. Why do they have Diane, though? Why? Like, I'm not sure about that. We finally learned what passenger is, I didn't even realize, like, last episode was like, oh, yes, passenger, we are 3, and it's like, who the fuck is this guy? It's not even a guy, he's a bunch of guys. He's just a walking prison, and he apparently has Diane, so... Also, didn't Vinder say, like, I'll help you find her?
Stay there.
I'll help you get her back. Promise.
Yeah, Vinder's like, I'll help you get her back. Promise. And then they leave him at his planet at the end. Like, I don't know. I don't know why they added that line. It was just kind of weird. But whatever.
She's our toy now.
What do you want?
To reign in hell.
God, imagine if this is the first season of Doctor Who you're watching. You'd be so fucking lost. I mean, Dan is kind of that way. He's so fucking lost. Dan, again, who's been doing this for, what, 3 hours? Maybe? Like, he hasn't been doing this too long. And, yeah, he's thrust right into the middle of this. Also, there's a Weeping Angel in the TARDIS. The Weeping Angel who knows how to pilot the TARDIS and is taking them somewhere specific. Which I guess they've been after the TARDIS ever since we first saw a Weeping Angel in Blink. They've always been after the TARDIS, but we don't know why. We've also had, I remember in The End of Time, when Timothy Dalton, Rassilon, was talking about, like, oh, well, they have them cover their face in shame, like the Weeping Angels of old. And it's like, oh, okay, like, we've always kind of had this speculation, like, oh, well, are the Weeping Angels, like, Time Lords or something? I don't know. I feel like they have to be connected in some way, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll know that next episode. Who knows? I don't know. That was a lot. That was quite a lot. I think I get it. I think I got it as best as I could, but... yeah, let me know what you guys think. What are your theories about everything that happened? Which, to be fair, a lot of things just happened, but yeah. An interesting episode. Not quite as fun as the last episode. Like, last episode was so fun. Like, the Santarans are so goofy, and I love that. And Dan is so fucking funny. But no, this one went a little more serious, which is fine. It's just, I really enjoyed last episode, But that's okay. That's okay. I enjoyed this episode a lot. Boy, I just really had to pay attention, Yeah. Well, I'll see you guys next week as we try to figure out what the hell is going on. We're halfway through the season already, which is crazy, so... yeah, let's see where we're going from here. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around to any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Doctor Who reactions, as well as another playlist for all of my classic Doctor Who reactions. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.